So getting those keynote speeches is important. If you are an expert, you're more likely to get it. And the same with PR. If you have some sort of research, original research, maybe you have some data on your customers or your clients that you can publish, or perhaps you've just launched a survey or something, that's highly likely to get you the opportunity to speak in front of a bigger audience. And then you have more economies of scale with your marketing, right? If everybody's heard about you from an event, you might get tons of leads. Whereas if you run something like Google Ads, okay, you might get one lead for $50 or something, but it's not going to have the big impact of mass public speaking. People are always talking about their work, so it's kind of like number one, right? Generating referrals, reputation. They have necessary professional certifications. So, for example, with me, I have an MBA from the number one ranked marketing school in the US, or the number one ranked business school in the field of marketing. I was Google certified in Google Analytics. So those are little things you can add. HubSpot certified, Marketo probably has certification, I imagine. If that's the field of your expertise. But certifications are sometimes less important in digital marketing. I think brand names matter. So if you can have some brands that are very recognized in the industry you work in. So for example, for me, I work in tech. I had a full-time job working for Sony. I was a VP of marketing for a Google accelerator startup and a Google venture-backed Series E company. So those are kind of like big brand names that give me credibility over and above the certifications that I have. They have prestigious, well-known clients. Okay, so kind of reiterating the point, that's a substitute for certifications. Clients or employers. So for example, if you had worked at Digitas before you started your own agency, or if you worked for Procter & Gamble doing some of their digital marketing, all of that sort of stuff helps as well. They kept coming up during online searches. Okay, so search engine optimization rankings, that's going to take a while to get results there. And I'm going to recommend later some outbound approaches, which are going to be much more cost effective and get quick results when you have an expertise in a narrow target customer you're going after. They wrote a book on the topic, so this is something I've done. I've published numerous books on Amazon, SaaS marketing, product launches, etc. Don't count on your book being profitable. Books are it's very difficult to make a lot of money with books unless you are going after a very broad market. Often it's just used as a way to build authority. But you can also repurpose the content from books for other purposes, or you can use like your blog posts, etc., and repurpose those in the form of a book. So that kind of positions you as an authority figure. And they have an excellent online reputation. So that's nice to have. Okay, top 10 lead sources for visible experts. Number 1, referrals and recommendations. Number 2, speaking engagements. So I don't know about you, but as when you're running a digital marketing agency, how many people have ever said do speaking engagements? It's probably not that common. But here we're seeing in the data repeatedly that professionals who do public speaking get lots of leads because it's a soft way of building a relationship with somebody. They're seeing you face to face. Like right now, I'm teaching this course. You see my face in the video. I'm showing you research. I'm presenting my authority on the subject matter. So this is like a form of public speaking. And you may be more likely to hire me, for example, if you were a prospective client because you saw me in a speaking engagement. Okay, so books, search engines, blogs, social media, industry articles, TV interviews, website content marketing. So there's a whole spectrum of things, but the thing that really stands out is the speaking engagements. And then the referrals, which is really like a byproduct of getting clients in the first place. Speaking engagement is very important and much easier to do now with things like Zoom and Google Meet, etc. Okay, popularity of tools. So number 1, we have here LinkedIn. I spend a lot of time on LinkedIn. I do a lot of LinkedIn advertising. So getting traction there is going to be key, especially if you're doing business to business with high caliber companies, which is, possibly where you can make the most money. Speaking engagements, once again, industry articles. So getting published in the articles that your target customers read, rather than articles that are for other digital agents, things like that. company website, keynote address, again, public speaking, featured articles in business pubs, Facebook, webinar, Twitter, blog. So some different things you can pull, but the things that stand out here are LinkedIn, speaking engagements, and industry articles. Okay, the impact of these tools. So top one here is books. I find that interesting. Now, I mean, there's ebooks, there's Amazon print-on-demand books, there's audiobooks. A lot of these things build your authority. I think I would throw online courses into there as well, because online courses are kind of a hybrid of a book and speaking. So we have speaking, keynote addresses, again, just another form of speaking. Your website. Often people think of the website as like a top-of-funnel thing, which is true with search engine optimization, but often your website is actually a middle-of-funnel marketing tactic. It's something they check out because they heard of you from a referral, or because they read your book, or because they saw you in a speaking engagement. So don't necessarily think of your website as these are completely cold leads. These are people that may already kind of have a level of trust with you. Blogs, articles, email marketing, SEO, regular personal websites. So yeah, some different tactics you can try here. Again, the speaking and the books are standing out here. And I don't want you to feel overwhelmed if you're thinking about something like a book. A lot of people are perfectionistic with something like that, but you could just do a very short ebook, let's say 5,000 words. And if it solves a critical problem in a specific target customer group, then that will help position you as an authority figure, and you can reference that when you're soliciting other clients and say, oh, I'm the author on this subject. You should go with my agency.